Light so bright. Testing. Testing. I think I'm on. All right, I wasn't gonna. Sorry for the camera shaking. I wasn't really planning on making a video at all, but just kind of impromptu. But regarding Apex trading, just wanted to do a real quick video. They kind of got interesting today with Apex, and just to clarify, I've been using Apex for 4 months, and I think, in my opinion, they are the best funding company out there, and best pricing. You can have 20 accounts with them. You get to keep the first 25,000. Yeah, really good. But they made a change on their withdrawal policy today, and it got quite a bit of heat. They released a video this morning, and basically the policy changes were, it used to be once you were funded, you had, for a 50,000 account, once you reached the 50,000 or 52,600 threshold, then you were eligible for a withdrawal, and you could withdraw up to $2,000. But obviously, if you withdrew the $2,000, your trailing stop stopped at 50,100. You no longer have that trailing stop. But if you only have 2,600 in profit and you withdraw 2,000, now you're only left with $600 of wiggle room. So I understand their reasoning behind it, but basically a lot of people were getting to that threshold. They were withdrawing $2,000, and then they were blowing the account. Where I'm a little bit confused from Apex's perspective is why that matters to them or why they care. I know they will say, it's because they want funded traders, but doesn't quite add up for me, because so when you get into a funded account, they don't put you into a live real money account. You have to prove consistency, profitability over a long period of time. It's completely up to them, to their discretion of when they will actually put you on a funded account. So I've heard that like 2% of people are on actual real money accounts. I don't know if that's true. But so if someone blows an account, there's no risk to them. I mean, technically it benefits them. If someone withdraws $2,000, they're left with 600 and they blow the account. If they want to trade again, and they have to buy another eval account and go through the process. So they'll get more fees. But so I struggle to see how or why that affects them in any way. Now, I get that they are looking at it from their side and they're seeing, okay, a lot of people do this and then they blow their accounts. From their perspective, they're saying, we want people to succeed. We don't want you blowing your account. Okay, kind of get that, but doesn't quite add up, because according to statistics, most traders will fail. So the longer that you allow them to keep trading, the more likely it is that they will fail. So to basically, okay, I need to make clear what policy change they did. So instead of having a 52,600 threshold, they increased it to 1,000 by $1,000. So now you need, before you can make your first withdrawal on a $50,000 account, you would need to have 53,600. So basically $3,600 in profit instead of 2,600 in profit. So you need to make $1,000 more in profit before you can do your first withdrawal. So it basically, now that trader has to trade more. So there is a bigger chance that that trader will fail during that time. And if they fail, Apex is the one that benefits. Now they don't have to pay out $2,000. So that's why I feel like it. I do understand kind of where they're coming from, and I think they're genuine, but it only benefits them by doing this rule, and they don't really have any risk by doing this. It only hurts the trader that had that $2,600 profit, but trades for $1,000 more profit, and maybe he blows the account. Now he gets nothing. So they save $2,000 plus he probably goes and buys another reset and they get the fee as well. So I was not a fan of the new policy. Now a lot of people, excuse me, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, why does it matter? You know, you shouldn't withdraw $2,000 in the first place. That's way too, you're setting yourself up to fail." I 100% agree. For me, my funded accounts, I have no plans of withdrawing any money until I'm well past the threshold, just so I have more wiggle room. Um, so, yeah, but I understand from someone's perspective of, hey, they are doing this challenge and maybe they need the money. I don't know the situation, but in their old policy, that was money, that was their funds that they were told they can take out, that now that goalpost has been moved. So I definitely understand the outrage kind of. So yeah, they got a lot of negative comments on their YouTube video. They have, I think they took the video down. I know they were deleting a lot of comments. So I think they quickly realized that this is not being well received. So, but I do want to really commend Apex and Daryl. So they had a town hall conference call tonight, impromptu, just basically I got an email, you could call in and then you could post your questions or comments or your frustrations. And yeah, Daryl basically opened it up and, hey, it sounded like people didn't like it and we want to hear why. And they kind of gave their side, which I explained here. But yeah, again, I understand where they're coming from, kind of, but they failed to kind of address the elephant in the room, I feel like, because they didn't, you know, basically understanding that, they kept saying, is this how you would want someone to trade with your money? I feel like it's a little disingenuous because it isn't their money either. It's a paper account. It's not a funded account. If someone blows their account, Apex doesn't lose any money. None. Zero. The only way Apex loses money is if someone withdraws the $2,000. Then they will have to pay that out. And so now they just moved the goalpost to basically give them a bigger chance of not having to do that. That is, to me, the real truth of it. Now, there's a lot of people I try to be fair, and there's a lot of people that I feel like they want to promote their codes and whatever. I have my code in my comments. I I understand that, but we need to be objective and understand who this benefits and who this hurts. And I feel like it was definitely one-sided. It benefited Apex, but to their credit, they opened it up. They read off a lot of the comments and a lot of the questions, some of the concerns that I just voiced. And yeah, at the end of the call, this was maybe 20 minutes ago, at the end of the call, they basically announced that they are going to not do that. They listened to the community and they're going to roll back those changes. They are not going to do it. So Apex listened, which I really commend them for. Daryl was, I thought, really understood where people were coming from. I heard a lot of people's comments coming from a perspective of, hey, I don't need a babysitter to tell me, like, because that's kind of how it came across when they were explaining their side, that, you're blowing your account and we don't want you to do that. And now, because of that, we're going to force you to make $1,000 more profit before you take money out. And it's kind of a, and again, maybe it was under good intentions, but it's kind of comes across as a babysitting mentality. And then when you look at it from, a perspective that who this helps the most, it just doesn't feel right to me. It definitely didn't sit right with me. So they rolled it back. I very happy with that. Not that it's not going to really change anything of how I'm going to trade or ask for withdrawals, anything, but I feel like they listened to the community, and that is one thing that Apex has always done. I think they're great, and I'm really, really glad that they made this change. So anyway, I think this was my first video I've ever put on this channel. Probably no one will see it, but I just thought I'd make the video. So if you do see it, give it a thumbs up. But that's all I have.